Welcome back. In the last lesson, we learned how to define and call functions, pass arguments, and return values. Now we're going to address a common problem, and that is how to share information between functions. So today we are going to focus on a concept called local scope versus global scope. And these are two concepts that control how data moves through our program. Let's get started talking about local scope. I'm going to print some code down. This is going to be that function that we used in last lesson, but you're going to see something different. In this instance, we have this local variable. Now, a local variable is created inside a function and only exists while that function runs. So once the function finishes, the variable is gone. So let me give you a quick example. As we can see, we have our function remaining calories. And inside of here, we have declared a variable daily goal and we assigned it to 2000. This is inside of our function body. So when I invoke this function, which I'm going to do by printing remaining calories, and I am going to pass in, let's see, 800. And if I hit Control R and run the program, you'll see that we have 1200. Okay, so this literally passed in as an argument to remaining calories, 800, and then we had our daily goal variable set inside of here, and so we returned the daily goal minus calories consumed, which nets to 1200. Now let's try something different. Let's say I try to access this daily goal variable. So I'm going to print daily goal. You can already see that PyCharm, the IDE, is like yelling at us, but go ahead, let's just go ahead and run this. Okay, and we have this error. Let's take a look at this error. Name error. Name daily goal is not defined. So this error happens because daily goal only exists inside remaining calories. So once the function finishes running, the variable disappears. And this keeps the function self-contained and prevents accidental changes to important values elsewhere in the program. A local variable works fine as long as you only need it in one function. But what if we want multiple functions to use the same value? So let's say we add a meal logging function that also needs daily goal. But right now it's stuck inside of remaining calories. So we would have to redefine it in multiple places, which is inefficient. So to fix this, we do need a global variable. So let's talk about what a global variable is. A global variable exists outside of all the functions, and it can be accessed anywhere in the program. So let me give you an example. I'm just going to add daily goal. Then I'm going to remove the daily goal inside of remaining calories. Okay, and then I'm just going to comment this out really quick. So I'm going to run the program. And so we see, once again, 12,000. All right. Then I'm going to uncomment print daily goal. And of course, you've seen this before. We're going to be able to print the daily goal of 2000. So by defining daily goal outside of any function, we make it available everywhere. As you can see right here, it's available in line 8 in this print function. So now let's say we want users to set their own calorie goal. All right. So to do that, if we want users to set a goal, of course, we're going to need some type of input function. So I'm going to create a function called setGoal. I'm going to go ahead and paste this for us so you guys don't have to struggle through me typing. Okay, so now let's invoke this function. So I'm going to write setGoal, just calling that function. Then I'm going to print daily goal. So let's see what happens. We see that 1200 is printed, and that's from earlier because the remaining calories function is invoked right here, and we pass in 800. And so then daily goal, 2000 minus 800, returns 1200. And then this is waiting for me because this is a blocking function. The input is blocking the program, and it is waiting for me to enter a value, which I will do right now. Let's see, what's my daily calorie goal? 1500. All right. So the new daily goal is set to 1500 calories because when we invoked set goal, we went inside of here. It waited for us to input that information. I inputted 1500. It assigned it to this local variable daily goal, and then it printed 1500 here. But then as you see, after this function finished, it went to the next line, and now daily goal is 2000. And so it's reading the daily goal from this global variable here. So the takeaway here is, even though the function updates daily goal, the value outside the function daily goal doesn't change. And this happens because Python treats daily goal as a new local variable instead of modifying the global one. So then that brings us to, well, how do we modify a global variable inside of a function? To change a global variable inside a function, we must explicitly tell Python by using a new keyword. This new keyword is called global. So let me give you an example. I'm going to type it correctly for you. Daily goal. And you see a couple of things happen. For one, it stopped yelling at us. It got rid of that little squiggly line. All right, so let's run this program. Okay. I'm going to enter my daily calorie goal, say 1500 again. Okay, so look what we can see. Just by setting global daily goal, we see that it is actually updated, because now the new daily goal is set to 1500 calories, which is inside of our set goal function, this print statement. But then also, when we print the daily goal, it's updated to 1500 too. By using this keyword global and explicitly telling Python that we want to update daily goal, that allows us to update the global daily goal variable. So there's a better approach. Instead of modifying this global variable inside of the function, a better approach is to pass the variable as an argument and return the updated value. And what this does is it makes functions more flexible, easier to debug, and here's the most important part, less prone to unexpected changes. So let's try this out. Okay, guys, I'm just going to comment all of this out. Alrighty, and let me just put a little bit of another comment here. Update global var. So I'm going to define set goal again, and this time it's just going to return the input from asking the user about their daily goals. Okay, and then I'm going to redefine the remaining calories function. Okay, and so with this one, which is different from the one earlier, this one is now going to take daily goal as a parameter, as well as calories consumed as a parameter. And then last but not least, I'm going to define a variable user goal, and it's going to be the return value of set goal. Then we will print remaining calories, and we're going to pass in the user goal, and we're going to pass in, let's see, calories consumed, we'll say 800. All right, so if I run this program, I'm going to enter my daily goal, 1500, and as you can see, this printed 700. All right, so let me just quickly go over what's happening in this code. Set goal asks the user for a calorie goal and returns it instead of modifying a global variable. Then the returned value is set in this user goal. And so this acts as that user's personal calorie goal. And then remaining calorie now takes daily goal as an argument, making it independent from global variables. So the function calculates the remaining calories based on user goal and returns a result. So why is this better? Okay, a few reasons. One, the functions remain independent. They don't rely on external variables. And what that does is leads us to number two, it makes it easier to debug because each function works with its own data rather than modifying some global value. So imagine you had tons of functions and there's just like this global value out there that potentially could be updated by any number of those functions. It becomes a nightmare to be able to figure out what's going on. So overall, you do not want to use global variables that can be updated for the most part. You want to be very careful about that. And then number 3, it just ultimately makes the program more flexible because now the program can support multiple users because it keeps the calorie goals separate. Final thoughts. All right, in this lesson, we tackled local versus global scope, and that's a fundamental concept that determines where variables exist in a program. So key takeaways. 1, local variables exist only inside a function and disappear when the function finishes. 2, global variables, they exist throughout the entire program and can be accessed from any function. 3, using global, that keyword, lets us modify a global variable from inside a function, but it really should be used carefully. 4, a better approach is often passing values between functions instead of modifying global variables directly. So by understanding when to use local versus global variables, you're writing cleaner and more maintainable Python code. All right, so if you found this lesson helpful, let me know. Subscribe, share. Let me know in the Discord community that you're enjoying it. And I will see you next time.